emotions, or have you had much time to process at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the same kind of thing I felt right after it happened. I'm like just disappointed because we had more than enough opportunities to go and take it, like we talked about. You know, Super Bowls aren't given. You got to take them in the moments where they're there, and we didn't. And we had such a team to do it. We had such a great opportunity. We were playing the right way. And what sucks is you have to go back to the ground zero and start all over again.
Was read option something that you expected Patrick Mahomes to use in that game? Had he done that in the past to that extent?
I mean, there was only one play that he ran read option. It was that one where he went for 20 yards or something like that. The 4th and 1 play was more of a run pass option where, you know, they're kind of doing a sprint out and he just turns it into a run play himself. Like, that's just kind of how he is. He can really just, you know, make things happen, you know, do certain things on a play where it may not have been a thing for other guys. So, but yeah, no, it's not like we had a plan for him, like a Lamar Jackson type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
This team, a lot of teams in NFL history that have seen tough title game losses, Super Bowl losses, we haven't heard from them after that. This team has, I think, already proven that you could bounce back from some of these scars. What is it outside of just the sheer talent on the football field and the building that you think has allowed this team to bounce back in the past and obviously you expect to bounce back moving forward?
yeah, just guys that are, you know, made of the right stuff, guys with high character. You know, it's not easy. I'll say that. You know, I stand up here talking about it as if like, oh, I guess Fred's good, but it stays with you all the way. You know, even back in 19 when we lost that one, that stays with you. You know, it gets easier, but it's going to stay with you all the way through. And the thing that that gives me hope is knowing how much it means to me, how much it means to his organization, how much it means to Kyle and the players and John, and like the things that make up a championship team. I know we have those things. You know, you gotta act the way of a champion before you are a champion, and so I know it's not a thing of if, it's just when. You know, and it sucks that, you know, it wasn't this time. You know, because it should have been, but like I said, not if but when.
Have you actually watched the tape? A lot of guys said that they haven't yet.
Yeah, I watched it. I'm always eager to watch right away. Just because there's certain moments in the game where things are happening, you don't really know what exactly happened in the moment, but then you go back and watch, and you're like, okay, well, you know, that's why that happened, or certain things. So I watched it.
Fred, it seems like the general consensus from talking to guys who have been on the team for a while is that this, of all the deep postseason runs, had the most painful ending. Can you pinpoint why that is, if you agree?
I mean, I think they're all painful. I don't know if there's like a level of pain. I think the reason why people may be saying that is because of the fact that, you know, you see it right there in your hands. You know, there's moments in that game where you're thinking you got them exactly where you want them, and then, you know, they take it from you. So that's why it hurts a little bit more. You tell yourself leading up to it, like there's no other option but to win. You know, and that's how you have to do it, because if you're going into it thinking, oh, there may be a chance we lose, well, you're probably going to lose. You know, you got to go into it with everything you got in your heart. And so when it's ripped out of you, it's like you weren't prepared for it, you know, because you were only thinking of one option the entire time. So, yeah, that's probably why it hurts.
Fred, have you spoken to Dre, and just how is he doing these last few days?
Yeah, I've spoken to him. Obviously, he's down, but he has a good mindset about it, and you know, he's just eager to get the surgery done so he can get right into rehab and get back to work. I have no doubt in my mind he'll come back better than he was. He's made of the right stuff, and yeah, he'll be back.
Did you know immediately how he hurt himself when that was happening?
Yeah, no, I knew what it was right away, just because of the way it happened and his pain on the ground. I knew he's dealing with an Achilles for a while now, and so it wasn't a shock to me.
Fred, what was your assessment just how the first year went with Steve Wilks?
You know, I thought it went well. I think people are obviously going to be critical just because of you know, when you go from having the number one defense one year and then a guy comes in and you're not the number one defense again, it's like, oh, well, what happened? It's, well, I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it, and it was a hard job for him all along because he was coming into a system where it was something that he didn't run. You know, he had to come and learn what we did, and you know, we were the number one defense a year ago, and it's hard to sustain that type of play, but we still were a top defense in this league, and I think we played our best ball when it was needed.
Fred, when you watched the film, what did you pick up from it, or when you rewatched it?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't speak to how proud I was watching it. Yeah, we had a plan to want to, because nobody gave us a chance in that game, especially defensively, to play against those guys. And you know, when we were up 10-3 at half, and we said we had to go out and finish, and we had, like I said, we had opportunities at the end of the game, at the end of overtime, to go out there one last time and make that stop that we needed, or take the ball away, and we just didn't do it. And you know, I look at myself and where I could have made a play or two there. And so that's really what it came down to, but I can't speak to how proud I am of the guys.
What do you think about Mahomes in those situations? You've seen it now a couple times in these big games when Patrick gets it. You know, you guys shut down for 3+ quarters last time and did a good job for, you know, most of this game, and then come down the fourth quarter, those drives. What is the difficulty of dealing with him in those end of game situations?
Yeah, I mean, he's just he's a gamer. He's a gamer through and through. You know, he has that ability to use his legs when he needs to. He can make the off schedule throws, and he knows where the ball's supposed to go when you pressure him. So you can't just sit back and play, you know, zone coverage, because you know he can run the ball. You can't just blitz him, because you know he'll get the ball where it needs to go. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He earned it.
Fred, Brandon got really emotional talking about this particular group of guys. What is it about this team that made it so special?
Yeah, I mean, it was a special group. I think every year is a special group here. You know, I don't know any different. I think the Niners I'm so grateful to have been drafted to an organization like this, because I don't know any different. And we bring guys in who football means a lot to them. You know, and we go through hard things throughout a season together. You know, a 3-game losing streak where, you know, people are like, oh, well, is it the same, you know, or is it the same Niners that we thought they were? It's like, you got to come out of that. And you know, some of those games that are in the postseason where you think all hope is lost, and you come back and you win those moments. And it's like, you go through such hard things throughout the season, and then to not come up with the ultimate goal, it hurts. And you know, you build such special bonds with your teammates. So yeah, it sucks when you know it's not going to be the same group next year.
With Brandon specifically, you've pushed him, and you've talked about how you pushed him. How important is he to this team?
Yeah, I'm super proud of Brandon. His growth and development as a player, as a you know, a teammate to the rest of the team has been so amazing to see. And I saw something in him early, and I knew that, you know, I wanted to see it brought out of him. So that's why I did push him, and that's why I was on him. And I'm not sitting here saying I made Brandon who he is by any means at all. Like, Brandon made who Brandon is, and you know, he's just getting started. That's the scary part for the league, is that, you know, he has so much room for improvement, you know, on top of already being an All-Pro and Pro Bowl receiver. So, yeah.
Fred, given the success the Chiefs have had, is there a sense of, I don't think a lot about AFC teams, that this is going to be the team that we're probably going to have to overcome at some point? And if so, how much will you think about what you can do to overcome that team in the coming months?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've earned that right to be the team that, you know, teams have to look to that we got to knock them off. And I mean, I haven't really thought much about that yet. I'm always just thinking about, you know, where did we go wrong? Where could we have been better? You know, in those crucial situations, those critical moments, because it's not really about how you start; it's about how you finish at the end. And yeah, you know, you think you're prepared, but there's always another level of preparation there.
All right. Thanks.